Hey there, friends. Nibs again. Out here in the garage tonight, doing a little bit of goofing around. It's an absolute beautiful day out, but I should be over at the range. But the sun's setting pretty quick now, so by the time I get home from work, hardly have any time to get over there and do anything. So winter will be here soon. But I have a pretty cool mail call for you guys. I have a couple of new knives, and I have a new package of goodies from Troy over at Big Air Precision. And he's churning out some really cool stuff. You guys got to check him out. Big Air Precision, I'll link down in the description his website. But he's come up with a couple of new suppressor options for the Pinty bullpup. I think he already has one for the Pinty rifle, but he just recently bought the Pinty bullpup and has been doing some innovations there. Let's get into the knives. I've actually opened all this stuff up just so we can save a little bit of time. But I am really liking this new Ozark Trail knife. I showed you guys this the other day, coming from Walmart from the app. Bought it on, I was looking for the blue one. It's out here somewhere. It's underneath the pile of stuff there. But this is the Ozark Trail G10 button lock. And I didn't know anything about that. It's a really awesome knife. But just sitting on top, I use it to open up these packages. But so I got a couple of knives here, and then we'll talk about the Big Air Precision coolness over there. Like I said, I opened these ones up already. Now this one's a fixer-upper. I think it'll clean up really nice. But right now it is a little crusty. But we have a, so I already have a, let me see if I can grab it here real quick. All right, yeah, I got it. So this is a Case slimline trapper, and I didn't know that the slimline trapper was offered in a 2-blade. I thought they were only a 1-blade. This is a 2-blade with a spay blade slimline trapper. My other one is a 61048, and it is only 1-blade. This one's a 62048, but basically the same knife, just a 1-blade and 2-blade option. Now this one is pretty crusty and needs some TLC, but like I said, I think this one will clean up really nice. This one I have here, the 1-blade one, has, I believe, 10 dots and is a 1970 vintage. And this one, you couldn't tell from the pictures on eBay if it had any dots or not. So, but it does have 6 dots, which would make it a 1974, I believe, which is still pretty cool. Needs a little bit of oil. Springs are in decent shape. Just needs a really good day at the spa, so to speak. And I think this will be a real beautiful knife. But Bearhead slimline trapper. So really cool knife. Definitely be one going into the EDC rotation. Now this next one, let's see, what's this one? Okay, so this next one's a really cool knife. I haven't done a lot of research on it, but first off, this is a Camillus. It's a very old Camillus. This is a 4-line tang stamp Camillus. Here's so the tang is on the pen blade. It is a jackknife style. Both blades come out the same end. No snap right now, but I think it may just need some oil. Let me grab my oil. We'll try a little bit of oil. It may need a soaking. But this is also a Camillus sword brand. which is on the main, the sword brand is on the main blade. There's that tang stamp. And but it's also an advertising knife, which is really very interesting. All right, the pen blade's starting to get a little bit of action in it. I think the main blade just needs a good clean, and it's got a little bit of snap coming out, but pretty dead going back in though. But so this is actually an advertising knife, which is very, very interesting. So the 4-line tang stamp dates from, I think, the 1930s up into the early 40s, perhaps. But this one says, well, I'll put it up here anyway. Something tick. It's an anchor company. And then on the other side, it says the Anchor of Merit. But I didn't know that Camillus made their own Camillus knives with advertising on them. But I can feel it's loosening up already, so that's pretty cool though. Really nice. I'm assuming that's celluloid, but it's cracked ice celluloid in really, really nice shape. This guy will clean up and look beautiful when I do a little bit of buffing on it. But really very cool knife. Very old Camillus. Love it, love it, love it. All right, have one more knife here to show you guys. Oops. This one's a newer, not new, but newer case, and I already have one of these. It's a, what do you call it? They call this a trapper, mini trapper. Let me see. Must be inside. Oh yeah, that's right. I was carrying it the other day. My mini trapper, amber bone mini trapper. I do have a CV Steel Yellow Delrin mini trapper as well. And so this one's a 6207, and that's on a spay blade. And then it is a, let's see, so this is the 2010 to 2020, or 2010 to 2019 tang stamp, and it has 5 stars and 3 dots, so that would make it a 2012. That's right, that's 2012. So it is an older one, but it is an amber bone peach seed jig mini trapper. And you guys know I've been collecting these mini peach seed jig, and this one is like brand new. It does need a little polishing. It's just been, but it hasn't been, it obviously has not been carried at all or circulated or anything like that. So that'll be very, very cool to get that cleaned up. Nice, older, getting older. All right, so now we can get into the package from Troy. So the main piece of it is actually already installed on the gun. There was a little bit of instructions that he had given to me beforehand about putting that on there. Plus, if I show installing a suppressor, I'll get demonetized. So let's, but Troy always sends over some fun stuff. Sends over some reference targets for Big Air Precision, and really cool stuff. We'll play with those over here in the garage. I don't have my downrange camera going. This is really not about, you know, the accuracy or anything like that, but we'll definitely do a range visit with this guy with the suppressor on it. But he did send another Pinty bullpup magazine. I already had one from him. And he also sent another Notos magazine. And I really like the way he does his magazines. He actually puts on there what gun they go to. So some of these will cross over to different guns, but the Notos and the bull and the Pinty pup are ones that are, they're very, we call it unique magazines, so they don't cross over to anything else. But what Troy has come up with is, I think he said he's got a couple different variations of this that you can choose from, but I think this one, I like the way this one is. So the Pinty pup normally has this little cap here that is screwed on right about there, so it's even with the, just about even with the end of the air tube and the gauge on there. So this one doesn't change the length of the gun by a terrible amount. I think he said he had one that was longer that would only go on the end here. But I like this one because one of the things that I found a little bit annoying or weird about the way that the pup here was working was so down inside, the barrel stops about right here, and the rest of this was all baffles. But before the baffles actually had this air stripper on there that would allow most of the air to come back and come out these little holes that are way back here on the and so if you were holding the gun or had your face up here, you'd feel puffs of air come against your hand and sometimes against your face, depending on where your hand was. You'd feel the puffs of air come back into your face. And with this new one, you eliminate all that stuff, and this silencer goes all the way back into here and screws right on the end of the I believe it's an M12 threaded barrel. And he has purposefully threaded that, but he said, and he was right, that so here is all the baffles, and they're got some sort of sticky, nasty, gooey stuff on there. I think it's just to keep them from rattling around inside the gun. But he said you want to clean out the air tube or clean out the shroud before you install the new the new suppressor. But it is a very nice looking piece, and so he did just say on there, air guns only. What's that say? bullpup. So, but we'll take a couple shots. I've already took a couple shots with it. It is much quieter than it was before. If you want to see how, it's not super loud, but it was maybe not totally backyard friendly before. But it was shooting really nice. So we'll have to put that to the test to see that this didn't affect the accuracy. But for right now, I think we'll just do a couple of test shots here with it. But you get no air out of those little baffles anymore. That is definitely a plus. But I am using one of his magazines right there as well. I didn't load up too many pellets, but this does have a last round hold open, so same hole in it. Not a big feat of marksmanship at 7 yards here, but that was the last one. Yep. But there you go. That is really very cool. And it's easy to go back. If you don't like it, you can go back to the old what's there. And honestly, it wasn't horrible. My main objection was all the air that was coming out of these vent tubes down here. If there's some way to eliminate that, that would be good. But I think it's going to be a winner. And one thing he did stress was that just finger tight this thing on there. You don't have to crank it down. There's no need for that, and you can break the 3D print if you try to force it too much. But anyway, appreciate it, Troy. Some really cool knives, some really cool Pinty bullpup accessories, including magazines. Pretty awesome. We'll get this guy out to the range. It is Friday evening, and looks like we're going to have a good weather weekend. So Got a couple of challenges to do. Minnesota Shooting Sports just put up a new Anschutz challenge. I'm going to get out and try that with one or two of my nice Anschutz rifles. And we'll probably get this guy back out and test out the accuracy with this new suppressor. Hope you guys liked the video. Till next time, have a great day.